totally electrify a vehicle. You don't need that old transmission system anymore. You don't need that internal combustion engine, which is heavier than an electric motor. And Nissan's claim is that this car will be comparable weight to the original base model of the car. And that's pretty well true. You might find it's going to depend on how you configure an electric vehicle, but that would be different if they were using lead-acid batteries, but they're not. They're using lithium batteries, which of course are tremendously lighter, have a lot more energy density than the lead-acid batteries. So basically, I should mention also that every vehicle, new vehicle that's being manufactured, at least passenger cars, except for the small, neighborhood electric vehicles, that kind of thing, are going to be sporting a lithium battery chemistry of some kind or another. Because of that weight and that energy density. So that's an all-electric car. The Chevy Volt, which will be, I think, within 12 months, I think those will be available on showroom floors and so on. And it's not an all-electric vehicle. It's a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. So we all know what hybrids are. It's basically a hybrid car that instead of the batteries, the extra battery pack that they put in a hybrid car charging from that regeneration when you apply your brakes, or from overflow from the engine, if you will, we put in an extra battery pack, large battery pack, and they plug it in. You plug it in overnight, so that in the morning when you start up, say you're going to wherever, starting your trip, you're going to be running off that battery capacity that the energy is basically out of the charger from your home or wherever it is that you're charging, and you're going to be good for the first 40 miles of your driving. Right? And after you've exhausted that battery pack, once you've gone 40 miles, and that's what makes that the hybrid part, then the internal combustion engine comes on, and you're good to go. So the range for a Chevy Volt is like 640 miles. But the first 40 miles are all electric. And several years ago, the Department of Energy conducted a study, and they discovered that, I think it's something to the effect of 70 or 80%, no, 60% of all Americans, on average, travel no more than 40 miles a day. So that's why they are designing these battery packs for 40-mile range. Because
so the all-electric Nissan plugs in also?
Yeah. The all-electric Nissan, yes, plugs in also. Right. Right. It can plug into a 120, but it's really a 240 outlet that most people you'll really be plugging in to most of the time. However, the state of Washington and Department of Energy have also made it possible for fast charging stations for the Nissan Leafs and so on. And those are being deployed throughout, all up and down I-5. Those are going to be 480-volt chargers, and you'll be able to charge up your Nissan Leaf to 80% of charge in about 20 minutes. Yeah.
What's the range on that Leaf?
The range on the Leaf? 100 miles. And the thing to understand when you hear that 100-mile range, that's in their best case. I've forgotten the exact profile, but when they get that 100-mile range, it's like they're driving it at 55, I think it's like 55 miles an hour on a flat track on a 60-degree day, right?
With the wind at your back.
With the wind at your back. But I have to tell you 100 miles because that's what they're saying, but they want people to understand that if you're going up the mountains and it's 10 degrees below zero and you have 3 people in the back of your car, you're not getting a 100-mile range, right? You're going to get less. So that's just something to consider. And that's for the all-electric. You're not going to have that issue in the Volt, which they call a plug-in hybrid or an extended range electric car, because you've got the internal combustion engine there. Not just light vehicles, not just passenger cars anymore. These are all vehicles that are either plug-in hybrids or electric. The plug-in, that's a Smith truck up there. I think that's like about a two-ton van that says plug-in there, and that's all electric. This is a plug-in hybrid electric school bus, burns biodiesel when its internal combustion engine is operating. And that's up in Lake Chelan area. Serves the Lake Chelan School District. Has for a couple of years now doubled the mileage that they get in that bus. Now, you know, in some ways that doesn't mean, I think they went from like 6 miles per gallon to 12 miles per gallon. But that's what buses, these school buses are about. So we're real happy with that. That's a utility truck, you know, for the utility companies servicing. And what they really love about those trucks is, you know, they would typically go out to a work site in your neighborhood, have to keep their diesel motor going all day long while they're doing their stuff, just to keep their lights going, because they have to have all those warning lights on those vehicles. And they go up and down a little bit on their lift, but that's about it. They waste gallons and gallons and gallons of fuel just sitting there idling.